Welcome back to my 150,000 plus amazing students. In today's deep work lesson, we will first level up our vocabulary to sound more intelligent when we speak English. Then we will take a quiz to test our knowledge and check and see how much we learned. And make sure you watch all the way to the end of today's video to see the new advanced vocab we learned used in a story. Please take 1 second to support my work by doing one or more of these things, and let's jump in to today's video. Instead of saying very happy, try saying ecstatic, jubilant, or overjoyed. Ecstatic means extremely happy or excited. For example, he was ecstatic when he got tickets to see his favorite band. Jubilant. Jubilant, that means feeling or expressing great joy, great happiness. They were jubilant when their team won the championship. Overjoyed means you are overcome with joy. You are extremely pleased or delighted, we could also say. She was overjoyed to reunite or come back together with her childhood best friend. Maybe they hadn't seen each other in a very long time, and when they were reunited, she was overcome with joy. So she was overjoyed, she was ecstatic, she was jubilant. When do you feel ecstatic, overjoyed, or jubilant? Let me know down in the comments section. Instead of very full, try saying stuffed, bloated, or satiated. Satiated. Yeah, stuffed means you are feeling extremely full after eating. He felt stuffed after eating an entire pizza by himself. Yeah, he felt bloated. He felt uncomfortable due to overeating. Overeating, eating too much, eating more than you should, right? Okay, so she looked bloated after the rich meal, after the heavy meal, we could also say, but she enjoyed every bite. So even though she's bloated, even though she's feeling stuffed, she still enjoyed every bite. Or we could say satiated, fully satisfied, especially with food. We were satiated after the 5-course meal at the fancy restaurant. Personally, these days, I'm trying to eat less, and every time I eat a meal, I try to stop when I'm halfway full and take 10 minutes. I wait 10 minutes to see how full I really am, right? So I'm trying to never be stuffed, never be bloated, never be truly satiated. Instead of very tired, try saying beat. Wiped out or exhausted. Beat means completely worn out from physical effort or mental effort. He was completely beat after a long day at work. He was totally wiped out. We could also say spent. He was spent. His energy was completely depleted or gone. Wiped out, extremely tired, usually after a demanding activity. A demanding activity is an activity that requires a lot of your energy, a lot of your power. She felt wiped out after running a marathon. Yeah, a marathon is a very long activity, right? It demanded a lot of her energy, so she felt totally wiped out, totally spent, totally beat, totally depleted. We could also say she felt exhausted, right? They were exhausted from moving all the furniture. Honestly, sometimes I like feeling totally wiped out because that means that whatever you were doing, you tried really hard. You really pushed yourself. You really exerted yourself. You put lots of energy into that activity. Instead of saying very angry, I was very angry, try sounding more intelligent by saying furious, livid, or even apoplectic. Ooh, big word. He was furious when someone dented his car in the parking lot. You guys know dent, right? If this is the door of the car, maybe somebody kicked it, somebody ran into it, and it left a dent. The metal was concave, bending inwards. Livid means intensely angry, angry in a very intense way, almost shaking with rage. She was livid when her brother ruined her new sweater. She was so angry that she was practically shaking, right? Then we have apoplectic. You guys have heard me use this word before. If you can use this in conversation, no doubt you will sound highly intelligent. It means so angry you can't think straight, think clearly, in other words, or speak properly. They were made apoplectic by the unfair treatment they received. Just for fun, I'm going to draw a face down here, the face of somebody who is totally apoplectic. They are absolutely livid. They're shaking. They're furious. They are about to explode, right? If you are not making progress with your English and you are feeling furious about it, try watching one of my videos every day for 1 week. I guarantee you will see before and after results. Give it a try. Instead of saying very cold, try saying freezing, chilly, or frigid. We were freezing after playing in the snow without gloves. Maybe we could also say their hands were frozen solid. This is a little bit of an exaggeration, a little bit of a hyperbole, right? We are stretching the truth just a little bit to paint a picture with our words. She felt chilly when the wind picked up in the evening. The frigid air made him regret leaving his scarf at home. Freezing, chilly, frigid. On the flip side, here are some more intelligent ways of saying very hot, scorching, sweltering, or boiling. The sun was scorching, so we stayed in the shade. It was sweltering in the room because the air conditioner was broken, or we could say boiling. The kitchen felt like it was boiling after hours of cooking. Instead of very scared, say terrified, say petrified, say shaken. She was terrified when she heard strange noises in the house. He stood petrified as the roller coaster climbed higher. They were shaken by the thunderstorm that hit unexpectedly. All of these people are very scared. They are terrified, petrified, shaken. We could also say shaken up, shaken up. Instead of very smart, try saying brilliant, clever, or sharp. She came up with a brilliant solution to the tricky problem or the difficult problem, right? This was a very smart solution, so we can say it was a brilliant solution, a clever solution, a sharp solution. He is clever at finding ways to save money. They are sharp, always noticing the smallest details. If you can see very clearly, very well, we can also say that you have sharp eyes. Sharp eyes. You have very good vision. We can use this word sharp to describe senses that are very well developed. A sharp sense of smell, of touch, of taste, sharp vision, sharp hearing. Instead of very sad, try saying heartbroken, miserable, or downcast. She was heartbroken after her best friend moved away. He felt miserable after failing the important test. They looked downcast when they heard the disappointing news. I will feel heartbroken if you don't click like on this video and leave me a comment. So I will feel heartbroken. I will feel miserable. I will feel downcast if you don't click like on this video, so make sure you do. Instead of very hungry, try saying starving, ravenous, or famished. He said he was starving after skipping breakfast. She was ravenous by the time dinner was served. We were famished after hiking all day. These words all mean the same thing. They mean very hungry. Here's a more colloquial spoken English expression as well. We also sometimes say, I could eat a horse. I'm so hungry that I could eat a horse, right? That means I'm starving, I'm ravenous, I'm famished, I'm super, super hungry. Instead of very bright, try saying radiant, dazzling, blazing. The sun was radiant as it rose over the mountains. It was very bright, right? Her smile was very bright. It was dazzling, lighting up the entire room. A little bit of hyperbole there as well, right? Her smile didn't literally actually light up the whole room. It's a figure of speech. It's an expression. The campfire was very bright. It was blazing, keeping us warm. Instead of very clean, you can say spotless, pristine, or immaculate. Immaculate. His room was spotless after hours of cleaning. Yeah, spotless. Spotless. So there wasn't a single spot of dirt to be found in his room. It was totally spotless, right? She kept her kitchen in pristine condition at all times, right? In perfect condition, basically. The white carpet remained immaculate despite the party. Okay, so they have a party. Tons of people are walking on the white carpet in their home, but despite this, or in spite of this, it remains immaculate. It stays pristine. It is spotless. Even after the party, it is very, very clean, shockingly clean. Sometimes, in kind of a joking way, people will also say that something is so clean that you could eat off of it. You could use its surface as a plate and eat off of it, right? Instead of very dirty, try saying filthy, grimy, or gross. The dog came home filthy after playing in the mud. The windows were so grimy that we could barely see outside. The bathroom was gross. No one wanted to use it. And we could also say disgusting. Absolutely filthy. Totally grimy and gross. It was very dirty. It was disgusting. I'm going to draw the face of somebody looking disgusted down here. Whatever he's looking at is so filthy, so grimy, so gross, so disgusting that he is about to throw up. Instead of very expensive, try saying costly, pricey, or overpriced, right? Fixing the roof was a costly project, but it had to be done. It was a necessity. It was a necessity to get that roof fixed. You couldn't go without it, right? The restaurant was nice, but the food was a bit pricey, a bit overpriced, a bit costly. The handbag seemed overpriced considering its design. Maybe the design of this handbag is very basic. It's nothing special, nothing to write home about, but there's a big price on the tag, right? A big number on the price tag. So it seems overpriced. Here's somebody looking at it, and they are unsure of why it is so expensive. It seems really pricey, really costly, really overpriced. Maybe if he buys this handbag for his wife, he can say, "You better like it. This cost an arm and a leg," right? Instead of very funny, try saying hilarious, amusing, or entertaining. The comedy show was absolutely hilarious. We laughed all night. The children found the clown's tricks amusing. His stories were entertaining, and everyone enjoyed them. Now, guys, I will say that the order of hilarity, the order of funniness probably goes first amusing, then entertaining, then hilarious. Hilarious is the strongest word here. If you can't stop laughing, we can also say you were dying laughing. Just absolutely dying laughing. Instead of very weak, try saying frail, feeble, or fragile. The elderly man looked frail, but he was still cheerful. Yeah, he looked very weak. He looked frail, but he was still in good spirits. He was still cheerful. She felt too feeble to get out of bed after her illness. So she was very sick, right? She was very weak, and she felt too frail, too feeble too lacking in energy to get out of bed. The injured bird looked fragile as it rested. Yeah, it looked so fragile, like it could be easily broken, easily damaged. You know, guys, I've been going to the gym recently, doing pull-ups, doing dips, doing sit-ups, lifting weights, trying to become less weak, less frail, less feeble, less fragile. I want to get stronger. What do you think? Do you guys see any progress? Instead of very boring, say dull. Say monotonous. Monotonous or tedious. Dull means lacking excitement or interest. The lecture or the class was so dull, so boring, that half the class fell asleep. The job felt monotonous, with the same tasks daily. Keep in mind that most people do not pronounce the T here. Yeah, we're a little bit lazy when we speak English, so we don't say monotonous. Replace it with an N instead. Monotonous. The meeting was tedious, dragging on for hours. It was long and it was tiresome. It was very unpleasant, this meeting. I used to have lots of tedious meetings, dull meetings, monotonous meetings, but now, as a YouTuber, I work for myself and I don't have to go to these meetings anymore, thank God. Instead of very hard, say challenging, demanding, or grueling. Yeah, if something is extremely difficult, we can say challenging. Learning a new language can be challenging, but it's also rewarding. There are great rewards and great challenges to learning languages. The project was very hard, right? It was demanding. It was challenging. The marathon was a grueling test of endurance. Endurance is how long or how far can you go? How hard can you push yourself and keep going? Instead of calling something very interesting, try calling it fascinating, intriguing, or captivating. The documentary about space was fascinating. It was so interesting. The plot or the story of the mystery novel was intriguing. It aroused my curiosity. It piqued my interest, we could also say. Piqued my interest. Her speech was captivating, and everyone focused on her words. All three of these scenarios were very interesting. They were fascinating, intriguing, captivating. Maybe we could also say spellbinding, kind of interesting in a magical way. Guys, we're almost done, just 5 more. Keep pushing, and then we will have a quiz and a story to review what we've learned. Instead of very strong, try saying powerful, robust, or sturdy. The storm was so powerful that it knocked down several trees. Now be careful, because we can't say that the storm was sturdy or robust, but we can call it powerful. Yeah, the storm had great force, great strength, so powerful works, but robust is talking about strong and healthy and durable. Like this car's engine is incredibly robust. It's very robust. It's very strong and durable. That means it was built to last. If something is durable, that means it will last a long time. And sturdy is a little different too. It means well built and not easily damaged. The table is sturdy enough to hold all of the equipment. It can support a lot of weight without, collapsing, without falling down. So we can call a table sturdy. We could call a bed sturdy. We could call a house sturdy. But we can't really call a table powerful. That would sound a bit weird. Instead of very beautiful, try saying stunning, gorgeous, or even exquisite. The sunset over the mountains was absolutely stunning. It was extremely attractive. It was impressive. She wore a gorgeous dress to the wedding. Her dress was very beautiful. It was really visually appealing. It was so nice to look at. The painting in the museum was exquisite. full of fine details. Yeah, this painting was extremely beautiful and delicate. We usually use exquisite for objects, for items, not really for people. A painting could be exquisite, a vase could be exquisite, a dress could be exquisite. A woman could be gorgeous, she could be stunning, but exquisite sounds a little weird. Instead of very fast, say swift, say rapid, say accelerated. The runner was so swift that he finished the race in record time. He ran so quickly, so swiftly that he broke the previous record, right? Say rapid, happening at a great speed. There was a rapid increase in the company's stock prices. The prices were going up so quickly, so fast, so rapidly, so swiftly. Say accelerated, happening faster than usual. The project's timeline was accelerated due to high demand. So, high demand. A lot of people want this project to be finished already. So, the timeline for the project, right? The timing of when it is going to be finished, they accelerated this timeline. They're trying to get it done faster. They're trying to get it done more rapidly, more swiftly. Instead of very loud, try deafening, thunderous, or ear-splitting. The fireworks display was deafening, so they couldn't hear anything else other than the fireworks, but it was still enjoyable. Thunderous. The audience gave a thunderous round of applause. Their clapping was so loud, so very loud, that it sounded like the booming of thunder, right? Ear-splitting. The siren's ear-splitting sound woke up the neighborhood. This is a really intense one. If a sound is ear-splitting, it's very loud and very sharp. It really hurts your ears to listen to. Here's an interesting one. Instead of very soft, try saying delicate, cushy, or mellow. Delicate is soft and fragile, requiring careful handling. The fabric, the soft material, this cloth, was so delicate it needed to be hand washed. Okay, so it's fragile. Remember this word meaning very weak? If you try to wash this fabric in a washing machine, it could rip, it could tear. It's very delicate, very, very soft and fragile and weak, so you need to wash it by hand, using your hands. Cushy, the chair was so cushy that I almost fell asleep. Cushy is a little different than delicate, meaning soft and comfortable, often excessively so, right? Excessively. So it's almost too soft. It's almost too comfortable. It was so cushy, maybe they're trying to work, but they accidentally fall asleep instead. We can use mellow to talk about the soft tone or flavor of something, such as music. The music was very soft, so it was mellow music, perfect for relaxing. Last one, guys. Instead of very disorganized, try saying chaotic, haphazard, or cluttered. Chaotic means completely disordered and messy. There is zero control. So the office was chaotic after the team rushed to finish the project. People are rushing around in the office. There's a lot of chaos. There's no control. It's completely disordered. It's a big mess. It is super disorganized, so we can say that the office is really chaotic right now. If something is haphazard, then that means it's lacking any plan, organization, or system. There is no means of organizing it, no system for keeping it in check. The books on the shelf were arranged in a haphazard manner. In other words, there is no rhyme or reason to how the books are placed on the shelf. They're just randomly, haphazardly placed on the shelf. It's a big, chaotic, disorganized mess. Cluttered means filled with too many things, making it untidy, like a house can be very cluttered, right? Their living room was so cluttered. It was filled with so many things. It was so untidy, so disorganized that there was no place to sit. Maybe my office where I record my videos looks organized from this angle, but you guys have no idea how messy, how chaotic, how haphazard, how cluttered my office space actually is. What about you? Do you keep your home organized? Maybe even in pristine condition? Maybe even immaculate? Remember these words? Very, very clean? Or do you let it get cluttered and disorganized? Let me know down in the comments. It's time to test your knowledge, my friends. Instead of saying very happy, you could say what? He was blank when he got tickets to see his favorite band. In 3, 2, 1, you could say ecstatic, jubilant, or overjoyed. After eating a huge meal, he felt what? He felt very full. He felt 3, 2, 1. Stuffed, bloated, or satiated. He felt stuffed. He felt bloated. He felt satiated, like he was going to explode. After a long day at work, she felt completely what? She felt very tired, very tired. How can we say that in a more intelligent way? 3, 2, 1. She felt beat. She felt wiped out. She felt exhausted. When someone dented his car, he became very angry. He became 3, 2, 1. Furious, livid, apoplectic. Apoplectic. He became so angry. The weather was so very cold that they regretted not bringing a jacket. Yeah, they regretted not bringing one because it was very cold outside. It was 3, 2, 1. It was freezing. It was chilly. It was frigid. The sun was something as we walked across the desert. It was very hot. It was 3, 2, 1. It was scorching. It was sweltering. It was boiling. She was what when she heard strange noises in the house? Very afraid, very scared. How can we say that with a more advanced word? Do you remember? 3, 2, 1. She was terrified. She was petrified. She was shaken. We could also say she was shaken up. The elderly man looked very weak, but he was still cheerful. In 3, 2, 1. He looked frail. He looked feeble. He looked fragile. Final 2 questions here. The lecture was so what? So very boring that half the class fell asleep. In 3, 2, 1. It was so dull, so monotonous, so tedious that it put the class to sleep. The comedy show was very funny, and everyone laughed all night. In 3, 2, 1. It was hilarious. It was an amusing show. It was an entertaining comedy show. Awesome job, my friends. How many of those 10 questions did you get correct? Let me know down in the comments. And here we are at the final part of today's video. If you've made it this far, take your hand, give yourself a pat on the back. You're doing amazing. Now we are going to see some of those advanced words, those more intelligent words used in a story. Just sit back, relax, and listen. I will read it to you. Let's take a look. A night of unexpected surprises. Last Friday, Mia was feeling wiped out, very tired, after a long week at work. Her boss had been especially demanding, and by the time she got home, she was ready to collapse. But her best friend, Sarah, had other plans. Come on, Mia, Sarah said over the phone. I promise you'll feel ecstatic, very happy, once we're out on the town. Reluctantly, Mia agreed. If you agree reluctantly, you say yes, but you don't really want to say yes, right? The weather was freezing. It was frigid. It was chilly. It was very cold as they stepped outside, and she regretted not grabbing a thicker coat. It's frigid out here, Mia complained, pulling her scarf tighter. They hurried into a cozy little cafe where the smell of fresh pastries made them both realize how hungry they were. Mia ordered a massive croissant sandwich, and after devouring it, she felt completely stuffed, very full. I shouldn't have eaten so much, she groaned. I feel a little bloated now. As the night went on, their quiet evening turned chaotic. The cafe had double booked their table, and an argument broke out nearby. One man became livid, became furious, became apoplectic, yelling at the staff about his reservation. The tension in the room felt almost apoplectic, and Sarah whispered, "Let's get out of here before it gets worse." They left and decided to walk along the park instead. The snow made the park look absolutely stunning, very beautiful, gorgeous, breathtaking, we could also say. Under the moonlight, Sarah pulled out her phone to take pictures, marveling at the gorgeous scenery. "This place is so exquisite," she said, pointing to the frosted trees. By the end of the night, Mia admitted she felt much better. "I needed this," she said, smiling. "Sometimes, even when you're wiped out, very tired, a little adventure is all it takes to feel ecstatic, very happy again." I really hope today's video was helpful for you guys. You know, as a language learner myself, as somebody who studies Chinese, I just try to think about what videos I wish existed for people learning Chinese, and then I make those videos in English for you guys. So don't forget to support me if you found this video helpful. And you know what? If you are in the middle of a study session, keep going. I'm going to put another one of my videos up on the screen. Go and click on it. I will meet you there. Let's keep studying together.